Welcome back to Car Show 1, where we bring classic muscle and modern power face to face. Today, we're taking a trip back to the golden age of American muscle, to a car that roared onto the scene in 1968 and still turns heads in 2025. Get ready for a deep dive into the bold, beautiful, and unmistakably powerful 1968 Ford Torino GT. Now, when you think about 1960s muscle cars, names like Mustang, Charger, and Chevelle often come to mind. But the Ford Torino GT, that was the underdog muscle machine, elegant, aggressive, and built to fly under the radar. In 2025, collectors and enthusiasts know that this car is a true gem. Let's rewind to 1968. Ford introduced the Torino as part of its Fairlane lineup, but the GT version. That was the sport coupe, the showstopper. With its fastback roofline, long hood, and short rear deck, it had all the right muscle car proportions. The GT trim added extra style and performance, including dual racing mirrors, GT badging, sport suspension, and available V8 engines that made this machine a beast on the street. The base engine in the Torino GT was a 302 cubic inch V8, but serious drivers opted for the 390 V8 or even the legendary 428 Cobra Jet. That meant 335 to 400 horsepower under your right foot, enough to smoke tires and crush quarter-mile times in the low 14s. In its day, this was one of the fastest full-size Fords you could buy, and it had the looks to match. Fast forward to 2025, and the 1968 Torino GT is now a classic that stands tall among collectors. Prices have climbed, especially for fastback models with original engines and factory performance packages. Whether restored or restomodded, this car commands attention at shows and on the road. What makes it special today? First, the design. That sweeping fastback silhouette, it's not something you see on modern cars. In an era of crossovers and curvy sedans, the Torino GT brings back bold American styling, with sharp lines, muscular fenders, and chrome in all the right places. Second, the feel. Driving a 1968 Torino GT isn't like anything in the 2025 lineup. There's no digital screen, no lane assist, no soft steering. Just raw power, a big engine, rear-wheel drive, and the sound of a V8 through dual exhausts. It's mechanical, it's visceral, it's real driving. Many Torino GTs today have been restored with modern touches, better brakes, improved suspension, maybe even a crate engine swap, but the spirit stays the same. It's about bringing the muscle car era to life in a world full of EVs and driverless tech. And speaking of the modern world, what does the Torino GT say in 2025? It says freedom, power, identity. In a time where most cars are quiet, efficient, and loaded with electronics, the Torino GT is loud, proud, and analog. It reminds us that driving used to be fun, thrilling, even dangerous, and deeply personal. That's why enthusiasts are holding on to these cars tighter than ever. The Torino GT may not be as common as the Mustang or as flashy as a Camaro, but that's what makes it special. It's a car with soul, and in today's world, that's rare. If you're lucky enough to see one on the street in 2025, chances are it's part of someone's dream garage. You'll hear it before you see it, the deep rumble of that V8, the pop of the exhaust, and that long, low silhouette sliding by. It's not a daily driver. It's a rolling time capsule, and every drive is a trip back to 1968. So, would the Torino GT ever make a comeback? Unlikely, at least not in its original form. Ford has moved on to electric vehicles and SUVs. But that's okay. The Torino GT doesn't need to be reborn. Its legacy is already cemented, and the ones that remain are more valuable than ever. In 2025, the 1968 Ford Torino GT is a reminder of an era when cars were more than transportation, they were statements of passion and performance. And that's exactly why we're celebrating it today. Thanks for joining us on Car Show 1, where history, horsepower, and heart come together. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more classic and modern car content, and drop a comment. Have you ever seen or driven a Torino GT? Would you pick it over a Mustang from the same era?